Welcome back, guys, once again to my YouTube channel, Study Abroad Academy. My name is Shikhar, and I try to make videos for the students who are planning to come to UK or who are already in UK and struggling to find jobs over here. So recently, I did a Q&A on my Instagram, and there were a lot of questions from people. So in this video, I'm gonna try to answer all those questions. So hopefully you find this useful, and if you haven't asked me or if you haven't visited my Instagram account, please make sure you go and check my Instagram account. And if you have any doubts, please feel free to ask me over there. So the first question is, as per job market, which country is better, UK or Germany? So I would say both the countries are really good developed countries, have good opportunities. The good thing about UK is that there is no language barrier for us, especially because we are taught how to speak English. But whereas in Germany, there's a little bit of language barrier, because I think if you want a job over there, you need to know German. So I think that's one of the main issues if you want to work in Germany. But if you know German, then definitely Germany is one of the best countries to study, because the education over there is also very cheap as compared to UK. And the other good thing about studying in Germany is that the competition level is a little bit less as compared to UK. It is mainly because of the language barrier, so less people go over there and less people apply for jobs, but there are a lot of jobs over there, so the competition is less. So if you are applying for similar type of job, so you'll be competing with around 200 people for one job in UK, but whereas for Germany you'll be competing with around 50 people or less. Yeah, that's the basic difference, but it depends on you completely. As I said, both the countries are really good. Second question, let's go on to second question. That is, please make a video on how one can prepare for a graduate role internship. Okay, so there is no set rule that these are the things you need to do before to prepare for your graduate role or internship. I think you learn more from your failures, because if you have done something wrong in your graduate application, or you are not able to get some of your first couple of graduate jobs that you've applied to, then learn from it and think why you have failed this particular level. So whether you have failed, like for example, if you have failed psychometric test, then think why you have failed it, and then maybe go back and practice more. But whereas if you are not able to pass your initial stage only, that is your CV, so go and review your CV, use the resources that are available to you, whether it is in university or anywhere else. So make sure your CV is in proper format, because the CV format is a little bit different than in India over here. So make sure your CV is in proper format, and if you don't know how to make your CV according to British standards, please go and check my video on how to write a CV and cover letter. I'll put the link for that in description. And then if you are able to pass the online assessments and your basic screening, but you're not able to pass your final interviews, then go and practice that. Speak in front of the mirror so you come across confident, and maybe try mock interviews if you have facility to do that in university. So yeah, it is just trial and error. You do some applications, you fail, you learn from them, you learn from those and improve, and then apply again. So yeah, that's the best way. And don't give up. That is most important, because some people generally give up after 15-20 applications because they think they're not getting anywhere. But that's not the way. Don't give up, whether it takes 100 application, 200 application, or how many. Just keep applying, and if you really want it, you'll get it in the end. Next question is, best private accommodation and to apply part-time jobs at Liverpool. So best private accommodation, it depends on budget to budget, because there are some pretty good accommodation in Liverpool, like Iconic, Vita Students, Wine Court, that is for university, but they are a little bit expensive. They are going to charge you around £600-700 a month. But if you are looking for cheaper accommodation, maybe look for Unite Students, or look for Plateau House, Albert Court. So yeah, these are little cheap accommodations that you can look for, and they are good also for students. So my next question is, can student afford his fee by own only fee, not accommodation? So I think over here the person is trying to say that whether they can afford the tuition fees just by working part-time. So the answer to that is no, you cannot afford your tuition fees just by working part-time, because you are allowed to work over here just 20 hours a week, and generally you are paid around £8 or max to max £10, £11 an hour. So you can do your maths. The money you earn over here is just enough to support you for your basic expenses like living, food. That's it. It can't afford your tuition fees. It cannot. If anyone is telling you that, it is a wrong information. You cannot pay your fees just by working part time over here. So the next question is, how did your life change after joining the job? So this is basically my life change. There are a lot of changes that have happened in past month, and they are, some of them are still in process. So the major change is that my life is more scheduled, because earlier when I was a student, like as a student you get up at any time you want or sleep at any time that you want. But when you're working, you cannot do that, because you have some, like you have to start usually around between 9, half 9, and then you finish around 5ish. So yeah, like you have a schedule. My work, luckily my work is a little bit flexible, but yeah, you still have to be online around. So you, because we generally have morning meetings within our squad, so you have to be there before half 9. And the second change is that learning a lot of new things right now, like in during my studies also, I learned a lot of new things. That was, but secondly is like applying a lot of knowledge that I've learned in university. So like when you study in university, you just basically study and do your exams. But when it comes to working, you have to apply your knowledge and see. And then once you've started working, you realize like how different the working world is to when you study. So there's a quite a big difference over there. And third point I would say is I'm financially better, so which is also the main point. So yeah, that's the main thing that have changed in my life. So coming to next question, which business school is better for masters, Liverpool, Exeter, or Edinburgh? Okay, so this is a tough one because all three business schools are really good, and I would say Edinburgh and Exeter are better than Liverpool, but they are a little bit more expensive. So it depends where your match is between your finances and the fees. So if you can afford over there, then maybe go try them. But if it is expensive, then obviously, definitely Liverpool is also a good shout. The next question is, best part about studying in Liverpool. Okay, so there are a lot of good things that have happened in Liverpool. So the best part I would say is the people over here. I think a city is made by the people, and Liverpool as normal, like, and Liverpool as a city is a very friendly city over here, and the people over here are very friendly, very helpful. That's what I think is speciality of Liverpool, especially if you're coming, if you are an international student over here, you'll realize that people are very friendly, helpful, and yeah, like you won't see any racism or anything like that over here. And secondly, I also find one of the good things about studying in Liverpool is that everything is nearby. So as a student, like sometimes you don't realize it, but as a student, like you want things nearby so you can go and chill out with your friends or enjoy the city. So that's a good thing in Liverpool, that university is near to the city. You don't have to waste your money in traveling and anything else, and the Liverpool city overall is cheaper as compared to other cities in UK. So yeah, that's overall, like I think, the best things in Liverpool.